Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu rasulillah, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Why do you need to marry a pious spouse? Why is that important? Well, you might often hear that people are, very, very excited to get married, and it's so important to get married. We keep talking about marriage, 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 marriage. But what I want to talk to you about in today's video is that a lot of people don't end up actually marrying a pious spouse. They're excited. A lot of people are thinking about the wedding, about the future, about the traveling that's going to happen, the children, and the house that you're going to build together. Maybe that's what's in your head when you go into the marriage wedding process. But for many people, they forget the important hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, who said, prioritize her deen. And then if I had a very, very strong statement, may your mother basically lose you. It's just a statement of the Arabs when it means like something is very, very important. Now, why am I talking about this? Because a lot of people are still divorcing. A lot of people don't understand that when you prioritize a pious spouse, a muttaqi, that there's higher chances of you actually having a successful marriage, because you're doing it for the sake of Allah. It's not for the travel, it's not for the dream house, not for the car, but it is for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why am I talking about this? Well, again, over 20 years of experience in counseling, I've seen and heard a lot of cases, and not just hear and say. I'm dealing with these divorces, I'm dealing with these marriage cases, I'm dealing with these problems, trying to help them, trying to solve them. And I always ask the brothers and sisters, why didn't you prioritize the deen? Why didn't you focus on someone who really shows through their actions and behavior and words that they are closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? The problem it creates that, look, our ummah is weak. The more we get into problems, divorces, issues, our ummah gets weaker and weaker. The ummah is built by families, by individuals first, who should fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as much as they can. فَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ مَا اسْتَطَعْتُمْ, fear Allah as much as you can. And then these individuals build the family builds the ummah, of course. I've had so many stories, so many cases where brother and sister obviously don't prioritize the deen. For men, sometimes it's the beauty, and for women is the money and the status. And they end up living very, very miserable lives. And I'm talking about miserable lives. Sometimes they don't even divorce. Sometimes the agony of living together even worse than the pain of divorce. So, look, you need to understand that the importance of getting married to a pious person. Imagine life with a pious person where you worship Allah together. You go to Umrah together. You do da'wah and your wife supports you. You as a woman teach the kids Islam and the husband supports you. Both of you are racing to try your best. Now, I know people are very idealistic. They think they're always going to pray Qiyam and Tahajjud and the read Tafsir, and it's not always going to happen. It's not realistic, but it should happen quite often. There should be some sort of direction in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is prioritized in this marriage. And why this is important, it's important to look at it pre-marital, in the vetting process. When you are actually asking the questions, when you are doing a research about this person, when you are asking the questions about this person to about other people that know them, the imam, people who interact with them, and that you don't get blinded just by the appearances, beauty, status, money, what life will be like. I feel so comfortable with this person. I'm in love. When they come into the room, I get butterflies. All right, but these butterflies might turn into crows. You have to understand, if you do not marry the pious person. So, a lot of people, because they didn't have the right strategy to vet correctly, they don't even know. Some people don't even want to fall into this problem. They don't even want to prioritize beauty or status. They're just like, I don't know what to ask. I don't know. Okay, it seems like it's good. I prayed istikhara. I didn't see any dream. Let me just go ahead with this person. Yeah, they're not really praying. Yeah, they're not really, going to the masjid. Yeah, they're not really wearing hijab. But maybe they're going to get better. Look, it's one of the biggest mistakes. Now look, there's khair in every human being. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created goodness in every human being. وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ. Allah has honored the sons and daughters of Adam. However, you have to understand that just because there's good in every person, it doesn't mean that the outcome of that relationship, that marriage, is going to be good. There can be good people that have some goodness in, but it's not only about that standard, okay, that everyone's good, but I'm talking about like going the extra mile, having that extra connection for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'm talking about Quran, I'm talking about Islam, I'm talking about dawah, I'm talking about that the priority of your life is Islam and not something else. How many people do you know like that in this world? And how many people want that? Now the question is, if you want a proper framework and avoid all the guesswork and avoid the heartaches, then use a step-by-step system that works, and inshallah you can get married in as little as maybe 8 weeks. So click the link in the description of this video and order your marriage vetting blueprint. Save yourself the problems, the agony, and all that. And remember, this is not just my advice. This is the advice of the greatest man that walked this earth, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, marry the pious woman, the religious woman. And also for sisters, marry the religious man. How do you know they're religious? What kind of questions can you ask? Hit the link in this video for the marriage vetting blueprint. Barakallahu feekum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.